Welcome to Around the Board, a show where four board game enthusiasts discuss board game topics and news. Today's show begins with 2022 Game of the Year, after which we have another great game debate, this time about Between Two Cities. From there, we explore the upcoming games of 2023, followed by our predictions for board gaming in the year 2023. Here are your hosts, Daniel Connors, John Theismann, Chris Thomason, and yours truly, Andy Barnett. Now join us around the board.
Hey guys, it has been a while. How's everybody doing?
It's been a crazy holiday season, hasn't it?
It's been a long day's night.
That again.
You know, but what really capped the holiday season off was that amazing Barnes and Noble sale. Did you guys survive that, or is your wallet truly hurting from that?
I speaking for myself, I showed some restraint and actually went to as some of you might not know, we live in the suburbs of Kansas City. And so I went to the suburban mall store and it was pretty picked over, but I persevered. And I went downtown to what we call the Country Club Plaza. It's a very hoity-toity area out here because I heard a rumor that hadn't been hit as hard. And I didn't tell any of my friends I was going until I'd already gone, I think, because I was afraid someone like Daniel would be like, if this is there, can you get it for me? If that's there, can you get it for me?
Yeah.
I didn't want the pressure. I was like, I'm going there with my kids. It's not just me. So it's like, I got to get in and out. Plus I park somewhere I don't think I'm allowed to park. So, I had to get in and out, man. And bad enough, I ran into. You can't go these places without running into people you know in the board game community. Both stores I did, so I'm running two more people I know, and I had to talk to them, and so it took longer than I wanted it to anyway. But I only got two games. I got the Hunger, which you might remember previously on this show we talked about it, and I really liked it. We got it, and I've already played it since I've got it. And Andy might not know this. I got Dune Imperium, which I'm keeping in shrink until I play it. So we got to play that sometime.
And now you sound like Andy.
We definitely do. It's a great game.
Yeah.
So that first place you went to was picked over because of me.
Because of Chris.
Oh my gosh! I'm going to share a picture of your haul. Hey,
I walked away with 10 games.
Oh,
we're gonna pause right here. We're gonna show these
average
pictures.
Kickstarter.
Okay.
All right.
We said it again because everyone was talking, and this is important for the community to know. I walked away with 10 games for less than the price of an average Kickstarter.
Wow.
Change your life, people. Change your life.
Now, were these games worthy, though, or were they just games that were like, oh, that's a good deal?
Oh, no, I got, let's see here, My City, Red Cathedral, Destinies, man, I'm trying to think of all the games. What? Blitzkrieg?
Oh, did you get Blitzkrieg?
Awesome.
Nice.
So
very good.
That game's awesome.
Didn't you get Onitama?
No, I bought that from you because you bought it and then decided you actually didn't want it, which was great because mine had already been destroyed by a drink in the backseat of my car. So, so that was the upside of that. Yeah,
it's true. It's the real sign of an addict that they go out and buy something and then within a week they're like, no, I'm going to sell it. Which is what I've already done because I've done that with like a few of my games already this year.
I mean, you say addict, but I think that's just what board gaming is, honestly, at this point.
Perhaps.
Except Chris. Not Chris, though. Chris is an exception.
As long as we know I'm the sane one, that's fine.
Yes. Yeah, I walked out of there with Mind Management and the Initiative, I believe it was, and Periodic, which is an educational game because my 7-year-old son has a sudden fascination with the periodic table. So I'm like,
really?
There you go. So he actually played a board game with us, and it was just trying to manipulate the periodic table. So it was pretty cool.
Did you actually walk out with it, or did you do what John alluded to of the fact that you called your friend and was like, "Hey, make sure you pick this up," and still haven't paid him back yet?
I had two mules. Well, the other mule, they constantly reminded me, so that was helpful. And I thought I paid them, but I didn't. And then I thought I paid you because you didn't remind me. So checks in the mail.
I've already played a few of the games that I got.
No way, really?
Yeah, so I got Haven, which is a design. Well, the art is by Ryan Lockett. I can't remember the name of the designer. It's not Ryan Lockett, but it's a Red Raven game.
Wait, does that come before or after Gloomhaven? Is it like after Gloomhaven and before Frosthaven?
Unrelated. Already played it. 2-player game. It's not bad. Not bad at all. It definitely makes my top 20 2-player games, which I don't know if I even own 20 2-player games, but it's in that top 20. So there you go. I also played a deck builder that Daniel had recommended called what's the name of it now? Imperium Classics.
Yeah,
and that's highly rated on Board Game Geek, and I had not heard of it or wasn't too familiar with it anyway, and played it once, and it started to, at first I was like, I don't know, and then it grew on me, and towards the end I was like, this is a pretty good game. So
it is really thinky. It is a thinky deck builder, which you would never think you would expect those two together, but it pays off.
Yeah, so there's that, and then I feel like there's something else I played. I don't know. Anyway, I got a few games like you guys.
Yeah.
I went all in. You say half price board games, and I'm like, where?
Yeah, I know. It's sad. It's right after Christmas too. So,
hey, speaking of Christmas, did I tell you about one of the Christmas gifts I got?
No, what'd you get?
Well, I got this was actually a year ago, but I'm wearing it right now. You like this T-shirt?
Oh, very nice. Because
is this another shameless? Is this another shameless plug?
It is. So, funny story here.
You talked about it more than you voiced this character.
Probably. Funny story. My wife, I asked her, she asked, what do I want for Christmas? And I said, I don't know, maybe get something from one of the shows I'm on or something. And like, maybe you could get a Transformers shirt or something. And so I thought I was thinking she'd like put and she did eventually. Actually, she started up. It has the Maxima logo on it too, but it didn't at first. At first, it just had these words, I am Rhinox. And I was like, well, that is a very true statement. Thank you. And so I would wear it and people go, well, that's quite the shirt. You're making a very good point there. You are Rhinox.
I am Rhinox. Did like a bunch of people then stand up and declare their Rhinox?
Well, it's kind of like Walking Dead and I am Negan, right?
Yeah, there you go.
I am Rhinox. I am Rhinox. Yes, just like that.
Very good.
Hey, right. You know what? We should probably get this show kicked off. What do you say?
Yeah, probably good idea.
Let's kick it. All right. Well, if that's really the case, we should probably do this. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. That's right. It's time to play the game. Around the Board is all about debating different topics within tabletop gaming in 4 unique segments, each hosted by one of us. A behind-the-scenes judge will award points at the end of the show. Whoever has the most points will sit on their soapbox and talk about whatever they want. Now, it's time to play the game. Round 1. Fight!
All right, guys. Well, the year 2022 is over. I hope it was a great year for you, but it was a great year for me. I had a challenge for myself that I was going to play my entire game collection in 1 year. I got through 68%, which was about 260 games. So I think it was a noble effort, but I didn't quite make it. But yes, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, but enough of that. What this segment's going to be about is actually looking out at the games that came out in 2022 and which one we think is the favorite from our own perspective. Now, we're no Dice Tower or Man vs. Meeple. We don't play 1,000 new games every year. So our pool is a little limited. So we're just going to do our favorite one that we experienced. And you guys who have been watching a while might know some of our tastes. So just let us know if you think we missed one that we need to check out. Let us know in the comments. But to start off with, let's go and hear what John's favorite game of 2022 is. Go for it, John.
Well, thank you, Daniel. And I think we all deserve some applause for helping you get through 68% of your games. So
yes,
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you to all of you.
There we go. Maybe we deserve booze.
Just you, John. Just you.
We actually do, because we should have played our own games. But I was actually surprised when I went
0.06% of mine.
There you go. Exactly.
New record.
My goal is 10% next year. But actually, as I looked through my games played, I was surprised at how many games, because Daniel had me worried. He's like, well, we're not professional gamers, man. We don't play that many games that come out in the year they come out. So it's going to be, it's going to be tough finding. There was more games that I played that came out in 2022 than I thought. But unfortunately, none of them really dissuaded me from my very first pick that came to my mind. I got one on here that's really hot right now. The Flamecraft. Libertalia Winds of Galecrest is one of the ones that I got a few plays of that in. It's a really good game. Planet Unknown. Daniel and I just played that one. That's a really good game. But I got to tell you, I'll just go ahead and spoil it here. But my pick is Old London Bridge, because what's the coach always say? The best ability is availability. Well, the best ability in a game is playability. And this is one that it's easy to teach, but it still has a lot of crunchy decisions in it. You can manipulate the game goals to make it different every time. And it plays quick. It's so insane. You could sit there and play it 3 times and it'd be different every time. And it really grabbed me. And it's gotten played a lot. And Old London Bridge, man, that's where it is for me. Chris, what do you got from 2022, buddy?
All right. Well, due to Daniel, again, it was very hard to play new games, except he kept buying them, so it actually worked out.
See there.
Yeah, so I played a few different ones. They were pretty good. Old London Bridge, is that what you just said? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I get confused.
Yeah, you played that one.
Wait, what was it?
No, you play. Yeah, Old
that
London
was
Bridge. That's what it's called.
There's another Queen game. It's like London Markets that I always get those two mixed up.
I got you.
But anyways, regardless, yeah, I played that with him, and it was really good. I enjoyed that one quite a bit. Also, My Father's Work came out this year. I've only got like one play of it because everyone else on the show sucks. So I'm not sure about too much about it, but hopefully I'll get that played eventually. But the one that, now granted, there's probably some recency bias here, certainly, as this one just came out about a month ago, or at least I got my hands on about a month ago and I got to play it, is Mosaic. So very much an old man brand of playing a Civ-based game, but the fact that most Civ-based games take 4 hours or more, the fact that you can get a 2 hour, a Civ-based feel in 2 hours, I was like, that sounds way too good to be true, but I'm gonna give it a go, especially because the guy who did it is also the one that did Raccoon Tycoon and Lizard Wizard, and he's able to kind of condense down big, long type styles, like economic-based game in the case of Raccoon Tycoon, but kind of condense it down into quicker playing, especially per turn, just boom, boom, boom. And that's exactly what Mosaic delivered. It was everything it said. Turns are super fast. Daniel even said that, in fact, he felt like the turns were almost too fast because he sucks and took too long. Well, Randy and I were just blowing through it. But that's our brains and not his. So anyways, but yeah, the gameplay is really great. The setup is, there's a little bit to it, more than in most games, but it's not that much. And it really does give you this engine building facsimile of a Civ-based game in 2 hours. I have just the base game, and honestly, I don't even think I'd want the Colossal. Not even just because it's on brand, but also just it really does seem way more than needed. So, but I really love Mosaic.
Was it really under 2 hours, Chris?
Well, so it was our first play. So with the teach and stuff, it was like three with the teach, but you play it with the teach. But again, you should play a game more than once. You should always play a game more than once. And as long as you're not on some sort of weird crusade trying to play all your games in a year, you will play a game more than once.
That's true.
So after you know the game and you've taught it, 2 hours is easy, in my opinion.
Okay, so cool.
It took longer than what was expected, is what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I am saying.
That is ironic because, well, never mind. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah, I already sent it to you twice.
Sorry, Chris. I'm such a mean person.
That's correct.
For me, so my favorite game from 2022, probably no surprise, I've mentioned it on here before. We're going to actually do this as a segment in an upcoming show. It is, of course, Wonderland's War. As most of you know and have paid attention to the show, I tend to lean more towards Euro-style games than Ameritrash, but in this case, this was a big exception for me, and it really hit the spot. It kind of reminds me of that feeling I got playing Risk many moons ago in college, before I really understood the world of board games. Only, unlike Risk, there was a lot more depth here, and even some mechanics like bag building, choosing different upgrades, different powers depending on what player you're. What am I trying to say?
What character you are?
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So you had that, which was kind of cool. It's kind of like Quacks of Quedlinburg, but with area control and more conflict. I liked Wonderland's War a lot. So that, for me, was my favorite game from 2022. Now, I also have some games that were new to me in 2022.
We'll get to those in just a bit.
But before that, I'm going to use all my time. I have 20 seconds left.
Just pass it on to me.
Okay, fine. Dana, what do you think?
All right. Well, my game, I only played about 10 games from 2022. And
only 10.
Yeah, and one I played January 1st, and that was Heat from Days of Wonder. Really great game, but I didn't feel like I got to play it enough to really judge it. But that one could be it. I think we're gonna have to play that one on the show because I know Chris is a big fan of Formula Day, and this really might kind of take its place. But for me, game of the year is Guild of Merchant Explorers. This is a verb game, and it just struck me very, I don't know, very uniquely. You kind of put little cubes on the board, and you are connecting like one city to another city. And then at the end of the round, your cities stay on the board, but the rest of the cubes leave. And then you kind of go through the same flipping procedure, starting your routes from the cities you've created, and you keep expanding throughout the board. And what's really cool about this game is that the cards that are flipped are universal amongst everyone, except for one card in age 1. And you pick this random card that's going to diversify your game. And then in age 2, you pick another card. In age 3, you pick a third card. So this game that could be very similar to everybody is going to look vastly different after every single play based on that one card draw. And it's just a really fun experience to try to see if you can play your setup better than your opponent's setup. So that's the Guild of Merchant of Explorers. I really enjoyed it. So guys, as we hinted with Andy, we wanted to talk about 2022 game because that's all the hip and that's all the rage, but we played a lot more games that were not in 2022. So we're going to go one time around and talk about our favorite new to us game. So this game, I'm expecting it to be a 10. Surely one of you guys played a 10 this year. Let's find out. John, what'd you play in 2022 that was better than everything else?
Well, first of all, I love how I thought you were getting upset with your game. You said you go through the same flipping procedure again. It's like, what is, oh, that's right. You flip a card. I forgot.
That's right.
So, but I don't know. I don't think mine is a 10. I'm sorry, but it was new to me, and Chris will love this because it's from 2010. I mean, it's almost from the aughts, baby,
That's
but
some
it's
new
2010
right there.
I know. And that game is Lords of Vegas. I had never played. Have any of you played Lords of Vegas?
I haven't.
It has eluded me, unfortunately.
It's pretty cool because it's but even though it's an old manish type game, it looks really neat. I mean, the board is the strip of Vegas, and that's what it looks like. And you flip a card on your turn, you get a card, and you own that property at that time. And so you put your coin on it that you own it, but it costs money to build on it. Owning it doesn't really do you any good. So, and it costs millions of dollars to build casinos on them, and then the casinos come with a dice that goes in the middle of them, and so there's gambling involved. It's so funny because it's a casino game and there's gambling, but it's not like, you know, roulette or something like that. You're gambling your casinos with each other. So you're trying to take over a casino, like you own one little part of it, but you're like, nope, I'm paying $5 million. I'm trying to take this baby over. And so like the other guy owns 3 parts, so he has 3 dice. You own 2, so you have 2 dice. But if you roll your dice and your 2 are higher than his 3, now you own the casino, so you get all the profits. So
whoops, wrong
wow,
music.
What the heck? What was that? Is that Charlie Brown? So, but awesome game, lived up to the hype. Lords of Vegas from 2010. I got a shout out to Matt Saunders because he's a lot of the games I was considering were ones that he was showing me for the first time out of his collection. So that's what I had, Chris.
I haven't played that one. I played Vegas Showdown, which is one of my gateway games for me was Vegas Showdown, and of course the classic dice game Las Vegas. But I have not played Lords of Vegas.
Yep.
Put it on the list.
There you go. If you can find it, it's like $100 to buy used. So
yeah,
I'll just play yours.
I don't have it.
I'll let you buy
All right,
it.
Chris. Well, what about you? What was your favorite game you played in 2022?
So first of all, I'm glad that Ryan has played Lords of Vegas as well and speaks highly of it, because I got to be honest, your description there, John, sounded like Monopoly.
Oh,
like you roll and then you flip over and then and you can buy it if you want. I'm like, that's Monopoly.
You're not rolling and moving. The dice are associated with the property, and they're different values depending on how many pips are on it. But
no, I know.
Is there a man with a top hat and a mustache?
There is.
The
That's who we were playing.
Loved it for so long that I wouldn't have worried anyways. But
I know you guys hate this, but I'm going to run real quick. Just continue without me.
Gosh, here we go again.
Unbelievable. Okay. Well, anyways, so my game is Chaos in the Old World. This is like nearly a Grail game. It is hundreds of dollars used on BGG. Okay. No matter if it's the first printing or the second printing, it is hundreds of dollars used. This is a game based on the IP of Warhammer, but What it really is it looks like a dudes on the map game, but it's not. Because what it is yeah, you do have some pawns and you're moving them around, and those will make a slight difference in what's going on. But what really matters is that there's all these different locations across the map, and you have this hand of cards, and you're playing one of 4 different of factions of the Chaos Gods, and they each play differently. They're all asymmetrical. And so, yes, you do have some dudes on the map that are adding to the area control by definition, but the real crux of the game are these cards in your hands that you're playing at the different locations. And there's 4 of you, but there's only 2 locations for cards at each location. So it really changes the dynamic of the way the game plays. You can play cards you're not even in the area, so then you're just playing cards that may muck with the 2 people that are there. So I feel attacked by Daniel leaving when I was talking.
Yeah,
but that's fine.
I was going to say, Daniel, do you feel a little lighter? Did you lose a little weight there?
No, I actually forgot to bring my power cord. I was about to
lose
the video.
About to lose power. Gotcha. What was the name of that game again, Chris?
So again, it was Chaos in the Old World. It has a bit like Board Game Jesus famously is against this game because he can't deal with the fact that people are dying and the board's theoretically made of human flesh, but who cares? It doesn't matter. The gameplay is phenomenal. Like I'd wanted this game to be good because it was in my collection. I owned it. I bought it a long time ago used because again, it's like $100 and I got it for like 40 used. So I was super excited, but I was worried it wasn't going to live up to the hype, but it delivered. I loved everything about it. Everyone says it plays like Blood Rage. Ever since then, I've actually, after playing it, I asked Daniel, and I'm like, that doesn't sound anything like Blood Rage the way this game plays. So I still need to play Blood Rage and find out. But again, it was great. The 10 thing, I don't know. That's so subjective, right? But it's not impossible for me to rate it a 10. It does have like a random event deck that can be a little thingy that maybe brings it down a touch for me, but even that aside, like the fact that I'm even entertaining the idea of a 10, that just shows you how good this game is. I absolutely loved it. What you got, Andy?
Well, thank you, Chris. Yeah. So it's made of human flesh?
Supposedly, the board is like.
Does it smell?
Idea...
Does it smell?
It does not. Unlike the Stinky Cup from Stone Age.
Yeah. Okay. Because that would throw me off because that's the one thing about Stone Age that ruins it. That cup. Oof.
It was bad.
Anyway. New to me game in 2022. I have 2 of them that are pretty much tied because they're so good. I don't know if they're 10s, but they're up there. One of them I'm going to talk about is Agizia Shifting Sands. It's actually a re-implementation of Agizia that came out in 2009. The Shifting Sands version came out in 2019. It's a worker placement game where you place ships at different spots along the Nile River. What's kind of unique about it, though, is you basically have unlimited workers to place, but you can never go back upstream. So if you skip a spot, well, you can't get back up to it. Also, your opponents are racing to get further down the river, too, to claim some really good spots. And so you have to kind of decide, do I want to go grab that good spot now, or do I want to take this here? You're constantly deciding, this is something I would really like, but is it going to keep me from getting something that I must have? And it's really interesting. It's got that tension that I really like. The spots you can use increase your resources. They move you up on different bonus tracks. There's important spaces to build different monuments to get victory points. It's a tight game, difficult choices. It benefits you to keep an eye on what your opponent is doing, so you can either prevent them from running their engine and doing what they want to do, or you can ensure that you get to do so because not everyone will. So yeah, I really liked Agizia Shifting Sands. Daniel,
sounds
what about
fascinating.
No, John's joking, but that does sound great to me. It sounds like kind of the rondelle idea, right? Where you can go as far forward as you want, but then you're missing all the stuff behind. Like I love that. I think Glenmore started that. Was that Glenmore, or maybe I'm making that up? But
it might have been. I don't know if they started it, but Glenmore does that.
Yeah. So I love that gameplay.
Yeah.
What you got, Daniel?
Heaven and Ale does that as well, and I like Heaven and Ale a lot.
Yep, and Wonderland's War.
Yeah, it does.
We'll have to talk about that one. There's some heated conversation to be had, so stay tuned for that hot review. No, so my games that I enjoyed the most this year, I couldn't decide which one to talk about, so I want you to pick. John, I want you to pick.
Okay.
All right. What am I going to talk about? Am I going to talk about Comic Book Hunters, 1775 Rebellion, or Ark Nova? Gotta be quick. I have 30.
Ark Nova.
Let's do 1775 Rebellion because we've talked about
what I
the
thought
other
you'd
two.
pick. And it has to be on point because so far everyone's picked an old man game, and this one is I mean it's mid 2000, like 13, 14, 15, something like that. I forgot to look at the year, but this is a skirmish game that is team based, and I am horrible at skirmish games, but they are one of my favorite game mechanics. I don't know why, but it's really hard to find these big dudes on a map, skirmish games, area control, like kind of what Chris said, like a Civ game that takes under 3 hours. This isn't Civ, but this is dudes on a map that literally takes like 1 hour to play. And it has a team mechanic that was just amazing. You get to sit there strategizing with your teammate and wondering, how are you going to attack the colonies, and how are you going to, come into, are you going to come through Canada? Are you going to come down from Virginia? Like, there's just so many of these options. You also have the different countries that you can recruit and help you in your quest. And what's really cool about this is it kind of has that command and colors format where you're using a card to say, like, I'm going to use this card, so these troops are going to move. And everybody has the same cards, except for there's like 5 cards in each deck that are completely different, and they break the game. Completely explosive moves. And these cards were what was that game hinged on. It was such an exciting experience, and I loved it. I only played it once, but it's definitely the game that I was most excited about, and that is 1775 Rebellion.
Wow. So I was in on this game. I was playing against him. I was on the winning team, by the way. Yeah, the game is nuts, and it is without question. I will not with it. It does. I don't know if I've ever played another game that looks like a 2-player game that actually plays better at 4 on 2 on 2. Like, definitely. Like, after we played it, like, it was usually when you see those games, you're like, oh, it's a 2-player game, but you can play with up to any divisor of 2, right? Like, but like, and that's not, it doesn't actually work. But this one, like, after we played it, I was like, I don't know why I'd want to play this 2-player. Like, it functions significantly better without question.
By the way,
great game.
Since Daniel got in his runner-ups, he got to sneak in some more games. I just wanted to tell you what my other game was that almost tied. That would be Viticulture, highly acclaimed, of course. But I had never played it, and I played it for the first time in 2022. Loved it.
Is it better with or without a box? You finally got a box for it, right?
I did.
Is it the expansion box?
It's
finally comes to an end.
It's the expansion box though that somebody gave me, and I don't have the expansion, but I have the original in the expansion box.
It works, and I think that is a great end to 2022, that we can celebrate Andy's year-long quest. I was trying to play my whole collection. Andy was trying to find a box for his game. And one of us was partially successful.
There you go.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for this segment. Let us know what your favorite game that you discovered this year was. Have you played any of the games that we played, or maybe you found something that we should check out? But just let us know. And remember, subscribe, like us, tell your friends about us. We are really loving this show. And 2022 was the year of Around the Board, and 2023 is going to be even better. So thank you, guys. So what is next, Andy?
Round 2. Fight.
All right. Round 2 goes to me, and we usually do the great game debate, but we got something a little special this time. We've got the second the second of our review and release. So some of you may have known that we sometimes give away a game on this show, and that game is usually won by one Robin Dolcellino, otherwise known as Robin Carroll Dolce. He's not allowed to try to win this game. We're giving away a game. We're giving away a game that we have all played, and this game has been provided to us courtesy of Stonemeyer Games. Thank you, Stonemeyer Games.
Before you get going, real quick, Robin actually initiated a new rule on the show. Like, we didn't even think out new rules, but we came up with the rule because he won 2 contests right away. We're like, oh, wait a minute, we need to like make it so you can only win once every 6 months or a year or something like that.
Yeah. Basically, so everybody watching this that's not Robin, you can win.
It's the Robin rule.
It's an homage to something in radio that they used to call. They would refer to people as prize pigs, people that would try and win a prize every day. Not that I'm calling you a pig, Ryan or Robin. Ryan or Robin.
Who are you?
Ryan Dolcellino.
Maybe it's a new character on the show. Anyway, I'm sorry, John. Continue.
Win this one. He's like, I'm Ryan.
Well, anyway, some of you may or may not have heard of this game. It is Between Two Cities, which I'm holding a copy right here. You're not going to get this copy. This copy's mine, but you're going to get a copy just like it. And it came out, a couple years ago, and to little fanfare, but everything I'd heard about it was good. But they're trying a new push with it with the Essentials Edition, which adds a few things to it. And we all played it. And right now, we're going to pause for a moment, and you're going to see a brief description of the game. Two Cities is a tile drafting game in which each tile is part of a city. You work with the player on your left to build one city center, while also working with the player on your right to build a second city center. On each turn, you select 2 tiles from your hand, reveal them, then work with your partners to place one of your selected tiles into each of your 2 cities. The first building placed in a city must be placed on an open space on the landscape mat. Additional building tiles must be placed adjacent to at least one previously placed tile. There are 7 unique building tiles, including factories, shops, taverns, parks, and offices. Each different type scores in a different way depending on the surroundings of that tile. There are also bridges on some of the civic centers that will allow you to consider 2 separate tiles as being connected. After 3 rounds of drafting, everyone's city center should be in a 5x5 grid. Each player takes a score sheet and calculates the points for the city to their left and to the city to their right. Your final score is the lower of the scores of your 2 cities. The player with the highest score wins.
Well, that was a great description, John. Short and concise, the way we like it. So now we know how to play this game, but how do our viewers know how to play Review and Release? How do they win one of these games?
Well, there's only one game, but they can win this game by commenting on this episode 14. If you are subscribed to our channel and you comment on this episode, that's all you got to do. You're going to be registered to win. So there you go, man. What's better than a free game? I mean, we went nuts for half price games. This is a free game. So right. There you go. But we all played it. We're going to talk about it. Chris, what did you think of Between Two Cities?
Man, I enjoyed it. That's a quick answer. To you, Andy. No, yep. I was trying to formulate all my ideas about it. So it really doesn't play. It's one of those games that plays differently than anything I'd ever played before. It's the idea that almost like Tigers or Freddy's, where you're going to be scored based on the lowest of all the things you do. Here, though, you're working with partners on either side of you, building 2 different cities, and like you saw in the little description, and that's just very interesting because you're having to manage the 2. You don't want one get bigger, a whole lot bigger than the other. You're drawing the tiles and trying to manipulate which one's going to help the either. So, and then you got the game math that also changes like the way you do your placement a little bit and keeps it kind of fresh, so to speak, and challenging. So, but yeah, it plays differently than anything I played before. It plays great at a large player count, which is hard to do, hard to find. It's kind of the asynchronous play, which is what helps, but there's a lot of things. I'm not sure what it'd be like playing a lower player count. I actually think it could be really interesting, but I'm not sure because we just didn't get a chance to play at a lower player count. But I know for sure it plays a great at a high player count, which is hard to find. And the best part is what we learned from the one gameplay is we played it the first thing of the night, and we were just like ragging on each other and blaming each other for everything the rest of the night. Like if your city didn't do well, it was their fault. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just during the game. It was like other future games. If they did something wrong, well, that's because you stink. And that's the reason I lost and all this different stuff. So it adds a great meta to your game group. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. But one of the new things about the Essential Edition, they kind of updated the art. You know me, I don't really care one way or the other, but based on most people's feelings, I can see where the updated art was useful and was nice. But yeah, production, in my opinion, nice. Tiles were good and everything like that. So I really enjoyed it. What'd you think, Andy?
Well, yeah, and thanks for sharing, Chris. And big thanks to Stonemeyer Games for giving us a copy to give away. And I will tell you, though, that I don't want to be the Debbie Downer here, but I didn't care for the game. It was fine. It wasn't torture, but it's not something I really want to do ever again. I'll put it that way. It just felt a little too random to me. It was very light strategy-wise. If I'm going to play that type of game, I'd rather play Seven Wonders, where there's a little more conflict involved. But I don't even like Seven Wonders, so that tells you something. So it just didn't do it for me. It was fine. It was a way to spend some time and be social and whatever, but it just was a little too light for me, a little too random. And if I'm going to play that game, the only version I'd want to play is the one that is a mashup of that and Castles of Mad King Ludwig, called the Between Two Cities of Mad King Ludwig.
Between two
castles. Anyway, the only reason that version is okay is because I can kind of pretend that I'm actually playing Castles of Mad King Ludwig, which is a good game. So there you have it. Wow. Daniel, what about you?
Wow. Well, I will say this game took me by surprise. I tried to keep my ear to the rumors of all the board games out there, and I did not hear a lot of great things about Between Two Cities when it first came out, and I avoided it like the plague. I did not want to play it. I didn't think it was going to be fun. So much to my surprise, when we busted that out, it was a great time. This game had two kind of resonated with me on two levels, and it's in two ways I've already talked about. One was like 1775 Rebellion, where you had to work with this teammate and you really had to discuss what you were going to do, and you had to do that with two different people. So while you had this cooperative nature of it, it didn't feel like a cooperative game because you were still trying to beat that person that you were cooperating with. And I just loved it when there were these moments where you would get a tile that were good in both of your city. You had to say, which city do I think needs this more? And you kind of discuss with your partner and let me hear why you think you should have it. Okay, why do you think you should have it? And it was just a really exciting time. And the other thing that this game made me feel was the puzzly aspect of the Guild of Merchant Explorers. I love anything where you have to try to build a path or a route, or you care about what things are next to what other things and the synergies that those build. It's just, that's like a puzzle in a board game that I enjoy and I love. So I could recommend this game highly. And when you're discussing high player count games like 7 players, often 7 Wonders comes up, and other games I can't think of all of a sudden, this needs to be in the discussion. Between Two Cities is definitely worth checking out. All right, John, what about you?
Well, you know what? I kind of like you, Daniel. I had heard of the game. I actually had never heard anything bad about it, but it just didn't, the title just didn't do it for me. I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, it's something, whatever. Between Two Cities, I'm thinking it just doesn't sound like anything I want to play. Had to play it because we're getting this game that we're going to review and give away. Okay, let's do it. I was blown away by this game. The production quality is amazing. The cities look great. The tiles are awesome. The quickness of the play is something that surprised me. I thought it was going to be a long game. And if you're like me, we have like a couple of couples over every month or so. So you're looking for 6-player games, maybe 7 if one of the kids wants to play. Boom. This is a 7-player game that you can play well under an hour. And it's an actual game. It's not a party game. You can always find a party game, but this is a real game with some strategy to it. And Andy was my partner in one of the games that we played. And I'm not sure if Andy really knows the best way to win this game. Maybe that's what the problem was, because halfway through the game, he's telling me we need to tank this city that we're working on together. And I really don't understand how that's ever a winning strategy, because you want basically the highest and the second highest city and the whole board to be right next to you. Whatever you tank, that's what you're going to score. And if it's lower than everything else, then you're not going to win. So I didn't understand that strategy. So maybe that goes into why Andy didn't enjoy it so much. He might not have had a grasp of how to play this game. But other than that, I really have nothing bad to say about it. That's very rare for me in a game, especially one I wasn't that excited about going in. So, hey, it's all smiles for me on Between Two Cities.
Yeah, Andy absolutely didn't know how to play that game, because
whatever.
In that same match where he was tanking the city with you,
yes,
his other partner was me.
Was you? Yes.
And I won that game because the city to my right was 76, and the city to my left with Andy was 75. So he was trying to tank the worst of his two cities for reasons unknown.
So it looks like Andy was king-making without even realizing that he was king-making.
Yes. It may just be, guys. It may just be because it had that co-op feel a little bit to it that I just can't help but troll. And so
that's what it is.
I think that's what it was, is I just was like, I wasn't treating the game very seriously because of that. Yeah. So
I
will tell you that one game that gives me a little bit of that feel without being all lovey-dovey co-op-y is Warsaw. I like Warsaw a lot, and it has some similarities. So
I do agree with that. Yeah, Warsaw,
Yeah, a little bit.
You're confined to a very small space, and you're building that city in that really restricted area. Yeah, no, I definitely get that. And again, that's definitely why I like games, that whole confined space and triggering off combos, which Warsaw does that as well. So that was our review of Warsaw. And no, just
There
kidding.
you go. Got it all done.
That's
all right. Well, that's what we got to say about that. Is that
So, yeah, remember, guys,
has everybody said what they wanted to say?
Well, I just want to remind everybody that they can win this game and
Yeah.
see for themselves what they think about it. And they can prove me wrong or, validate the other three gentlemen here on the show.
Right.
All you got to do is comment on this episode 14, and you're entered into the chance to win the very copy that we played together. In
We'll
fact,
even sign it if you want. If you want it
yeah,
to be
if you
worth
want
less.
to, we might autograph it. I don't know who would want that, but maybe you would. So
If one of our moms wins.
like, subscribe, and comment right here on episode 14. And we'll
That
be
is
back
correct.
right after a word from our sponsors. Darkness covers the land. Evil runs amok. Chaos reigns in the hearts of men and women. It's time to start over. The creator of the universe is about to give humanity a cold shower. In Ark Noah, you and your family members work cooperatively to survive a massive flood coming to cleanse the land of evil.
The National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning for
Your tasks include warning other humans about their impending doom, collecting pairs of animals to breed in the new world, and gathering resources to build a massive floating vessel of protection. In Phase 1, you get to work on your tasks while ignoring public mockery. Noah, you old fool. I know how to swim. But be careful. Phase 2 could kick in at any time, bringing with it 40 days of rain that are sure to dampen your plans. If you succeed, you'll be rewarded with an all-new life full of rainbows, fertility, smoked meats, and the death penalty. It's an epic water judgment adventure for families of all ages. All right, well, at halftime, we've got a barn burner on hand. It's tied 8-8 with Daniel and Chris in the lead. I'm coming in second. Well, and is it any surprise that John is coming in last currently? Let's get to the second half.
It's game time.
You want to play games? All right, I'll play.
Shall we play a game?
Randy's the referee?
Oh, you mad, bro?
Chris, I know it's your favorite topic to talk about new things. What do we got?
Oh man, couldn't be any more on brand for me, but the hottest games there are.
Yes.
All right, so what we're going to talk about is okay, yeah. I'm going to fight the audio apparently. So right now we're going to talk about our upcoming games that we're excited about in 2023. This, I think this is actually going to be pretty great. So, Andy, what gets you all hot and bothered for 2023?
Oh my. Well, I got to tell you, the things I'm looking forward to in 2023 are both going to be Kickstarters that I backed. One of them is going to be Masters of the Universe, the board game Clash for Eternia by Simon or Come On or Cool Mini or Notch or whatever they're called these days. Anyway, I'm excited about this game. Now, normally I wouldn't be excited about this game because it doesn't seem like my type of game. It's a little bit Ameritrash, right? It's also cooperative mostly. You're playing, it's one against many, so that saves it a little bit. The big thing that does it for me, though, is it's the theme. I grew up in the 80s. I was a He-Man fan. I was the kid that, true story, I kid you not. I was at a showing of it was the Wizard of Oz at a playhouse, right? And I'm sitting there in the dark, and the Wicked Witch is running through the audience and runs up right by us and says something, and I stand up and I go, "By the power of Grayskull, I have the power!" And everybody's like, well, what is with that crazy kid? That was me.
Gosh.
That was me. So that is one of the games I'm looking forward to. The other game is another Kickstarter that I backed. It's the Castles of Burgundy Special Edition, and I backed this because I just played Castles of Burgundy again the other day, and I was reminded about how great a game is, but how crappy it looks. And the Special Edition looks really cool. So I'm excited about those two games in 2023. What about you, Daniel?
Well, before I get started, I didn't know you backed Castles of Burgundy. That's like Castles of Burgundy, the miniatures game. Like, I don't. That is quite the thing. No, the one I'm excited about though now is the game that I also backed, and you You guys will probably not be surprised, but it is called Age of Comics by Lyrius Games. It's a brand new game company, and it's designed by Giacomo Mini Sonia Gonslava.
You know, guys, you missed out on this. When we were doing show prep, Daniel was playing like these little sounds in the background about how to pronounce these names, and I was like, "What is that noise?" It didn't help. Obviously.
Now we know why.
Man, I tried so hard, guys. I tried so hard. Well, in this game, you are an entrepreneur in the golden age of comic books, trying to make it big. So the look of this game just appeals to me on a very personal level. I grew up loving comic books, and that art style is something that when I see it, it kind of just melts my childhood heart. I just love the look of those golden age comic books. And this game seems to shine in its mechanics as well, which I'm sure Chris will love to hear. It really feels like it's going to be a very pret-a-porta type of game because you are trying to create a comic book industry. You're hiring writers and artists and marketers. You are also trying to gather ideas for the comics as well, and you're going to do this via worker placement. So you're trying to be the first one to come up with a specific genre of comic, and if you're not the first one, you're allowed to like steal their ideas. So you know, it's like, I'm not Superman, I'm actually Super Duper Man, totally different, you know, not the same at all. And you can ride on their coattails of what they've created. So this game just seems like so exciting. It has everything I love. I mean, if this game executes, this could be a 10 for me easily because we got comic books, we have worker placement, we have economic, and we have hopefully a tight economic engine. And this game seems to be so awesome. But that's it for me. Age of Comics. John, what about you?
I got to give a here to that Age of Comics. That does look amazing. And I only didn't back it because Daniel backed it. So I'm like, well, no point in both of us backing it. Don't have to do that. But my pick is going to be one Daniel didn't back. So I had to. And we talked about it in our Gen Con show. And that is Empire's End from Brother Wise Games. Mm-hmm. And it hits right in my heart where it's 45 to 60 minutes, perfect length. Cool strategy game. It has the auction bidding mechanic of like no thanks. Where you're bidding to not take something. And it looks like, from what I understand, you start out with like 7 or 8 different categories that your empire has. You know, might have manufacturing, it might have, you know, agriculture, what have you. But you're not going to be able to keep all of them afloat. You're going to have to strengthen some, let others fall apart. And because the theme is that your empire has reached its peak and it's starting to fall apart. And so you're trying to strengthen what you can. And so basically, Chris would love it because you can zig where other people are zagging. Oh, they're all trying to fight over being the best at that. I want to be the best at this. And then when certain things come out, it's only going to affect them. And I can just keep sending it around the board and bidding more until, you know, because I'm the only one that can take it. And so if you've ever played No Thanks or one of those type of bidding games or High Society, then you know what I'm talking about. And it sounds like you can't miss. I'm all in on it. And I'm kind of like Chris. I'm not a big Kickstarter guy, but now I have 3 things that I've funded that are out there that are going to come in this year. So I can't say that anymore. But I did have an honorable mention. And I think we mentioned that in our Gen Con episode as well, and that's First in Flight. And you're trying to be the first in flight, first to make an airplane back in the old days. And but the cool thing about it, I didn't realize this till I looked into it, is it's a deck builder, and your deck is basically your airplane. You're adding features into it, and you're trying to make it work, and you're flipping it out to try to see how far you can go with it. So it's a little bit of push your luck as well. And there's some hidden failures that could happen in your airplane that you don't know about that get in your deck. So it sounds really cool. And so
do you actually play as like Orville Redenbacher in that game?
Yes, you do. You're popping popcorn and your stewardess is serving it on the plane.
Never mind.
Was that a mistake? You weren't trolling?
Orville Wright, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Right.
All right, cool. Well, hey, Chris, I know you probably had a hard time narrowing this down because you have 50 games coming out this year that you just can't wait to get your hands on. So what did you narrow it down to, buddy?
It took a long time, people.
Sure it did.
So first of all, we're going to have story time with Chris, baby, here in a minute. But I do want to notate, I put the big thumbs down to Andy earlier when he was talking about Kickstarters. That's because I thought he was going to invest in a Kickstarter. I'm proud of him, the fact that he's doing the correct thing, which is getting excited about the stuff that's actually going to get shipped to you for once, finally. Anyways, so I had to put that out there because I hate Kickstarter. We all know this. So
hashtag not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Never will be.
Yeah.
I will not take those people's money. First of all, we're not taking anybody's money. I definitely won't take their money. Anyway.
Unlike Chris, I will take anybody's money.
Same.
I'll take non-industry people, not people that are like ruining on my hobby. But anyways, so
wow,
yeah, exactly.
Low blow.
All right, so obviously not on brand for me to be excited about a new game, right? I'm always like, if it's 2015 game, I'm just hearing about it, right? Sony is, but Daniel's like, we got to do the cool hot thing, so let's get something new. So
is that your Daniel impersonation?
Yes.
It's pretty dead on.
Hey, I'm Daniel Connors.
So went on BGG and looked at all the games that are upcoming, and I'm scrolling through, and immediately I hit one that I'm like, that's the one. I stopped in my tracks and was like, that's the one. This game is called Horseless Carriage, and as you can see by the art in the top in the corner there, it's black and bleak. You can hardly even tell the carriage is there. And I was just like, what is this game? And so then I looked in this quick little description, talks about a game of Age of Industry. You're being the first ones to create the initial cars and stuff like that. And I love the game Automobile, also an old man game. And so I was like, oh, this can be kind of interesting. And I read more of the description. It kind of talks about how maybe you have different ways of maybe building the cars. I'm not sure exactly the mechanics because it's very limited what's known about this game, even on BGG.com. But that's because I scrolled up a bit more and was like, who made this game? And there it was, Splotter. The food chain magnate people. These people, they know their market. They know their market. They know their old man. Because again, I scrolled through it, I saw the art and I was like, that's the one. They have figured out me. They know what art I need. I want the opposite of it. And then I'm excited. So yeah, this game's I hopefully it's, grim and terrible, just like the automakers and industry from that time frame and how soulless they all were. I hope I can, screw over the other players and make it to where after turn 2 they might as well just go home because I've dominated them so well. So
yeah,
if Horseless Carriage, I couldn't be more excited about this game.
If you had me going until I looked it up and I said it's 180 to 530 minutes or something like that. It's like, you got to be kidding me. It's that no. That's typical Splotter. No thanks.
You guys have to know that this whole thing with Chris is not an act. This is legitimate. Chris sees
sadly
horrid, ugly, grotesque art, and he's like, "Oh yeah,
exactly."
Like, what is wrong with you?
Because again, I've said it again before on the show, and I'll say it again. If it's that bad and it's made the shelf and it's good, it's all about the gameplay. Because you can shine up a turd and get it sold, and people get home and it's terrible.
It's all about the gameplay, baby.
And people still take it home, then it's great somehow.
You like your turds not to be shiny.
You can shine up a good game too. There's no rule against that.
But you don't need to. And if
I thought that cover looked really good, but then I looked it up and I saw how long it takes to play. I ain't never playing that game.
No, seriously,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, Daniel talks about how it's not act. It's really not act, and especially the origin of this story was hilarious because I was like, oh, okay, I'll try to find something that's new. Okay, well, this is interesting. Some terrible art, and I look at it. Oh, it's industry and black-heartedness. This sounds great. And then I'm like, Splotter. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic.
Gosh,
you now know a lot about what we think, guys. So tell us, is there some game that we're missing out on that's coming in 2023? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure and like and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you and get some feedback.
Round 4, fight!
All right, guys, on our final segment today, we've been talking about 2023, and it made me it just got me thinking about this. Do you remember this old segment from the Conan O'Brien show?
In the year 2023, in the year 2023.
In the year 2023, AI will finally rise to master humankind. By the end of the year, we will no longer rank and play board games. Board games will rank and play humans. If you get under a 6.0 rating on humanplayergeek.com, you will end up in the human bargain shelf and may be subject to changing hands via math trade multiple times in the same year.
In the year 2023.
In an attempt to compete against McDonald's Monopoly promotion, Arby's will team up with Catan. Sadly, the promotion will end in a lawsuit, as a "we have the meats" and a "wood for sheep" joke is told in a very untimely manner.
In the year 2023.
The popularity of the usual roll and writes and flip and fills will start to diminish as other verb and verb game mechanics emerge. Look for games featuring new mechanics like sit and spin, dine and dash, and everyone's favorite, breaking and entering.
In the year 2023.
In the year 2023, the Unlock series will release a new educational line focused on teaching neckbeard grognards on how to get out of their mother's basement and actually go outside.
In the year 2023.
After 2 years of arguments over masks at Gen Con and Origins, there will once again be controversy. This time, it won't be about COVID. It will be brought on by all the people re-experiencing the wonderful con funk smell that they've erased from their memories over the last 3 years. The return of those godforsaken scents may be the end of the board game community as we know it.
In the year 2023.
In the year 2023, after Isaac Childers, the creator of Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, and Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, announces his 4th game in the series, Temperate Haven, a new website called Gloomhaven Geek will be created, where all Haven games will be removed from Board Game Geek and added to GHG, freeing up BGG slots 1 through 4 for other games.
In the year 2023.
CMON, in their desperation to monetize more Marvel characters, will release a new Marvel United edition. Marvel United Unnecessaries will feature Jimmy Woo as he headlines a group of lesser-known characters from the MCU. Some of the bigger names, Jag Patel. You might remember him as Pedestrian 1 in Doctor Strange. Lucia Esfacio, better known as Student 2 from the Eternals. Make mine Marvel.
In the year 2023.
In the year 2023, with the incredible and overwhelming immediate popularity of Ready, Set, Bet, online sportsbooks will partner with the board game publishers, allowing you to bet on nearly anything you can think of within a board game, from who will be the first player to who will be the overall winner. Microtransactions will unlock special game-specific betting options like if the Princess of Denmark will be spurned in Brian Baru.
In the year 2023.
In 2023, an effort to promote world peace will be done by the United Nations, where they will mandate all board games be produced as cooperative only. Little do they know that I am the secret traitor and it will not end well.
In the year 2023.
To end all the controversy about secured elections, Congress will pass a law determining a new way to elect a president. Now the presidential contest will be determined by a winners-take-all game of Ticket to Ride.
In the year 2023.
As the trend to create 2-player editions of popular games reaches a crescendo, even hidden role games will receive the 2-player date night treatment. One of the first will be an intimate 2-player version of Secret Hitler that focuses on the scourge of the 20th century's love interest, Ava Braun. In Secret Ava, you and your opponent will try to deduce which one of you has been wooing the deplorable dictator. A fun deduction game with a playtime under 5 minutes.
In the year 2023.
In the year 2023, the value of production in the community will reach such insane levels that entire Kickstarters will be created for it. In addition, BGG will begin selling individual packages for it as well. Wait a second.
In the year 2023.
In 2023, Will Wheaton will return to host Tabletop for a single episode before deciding that he can't compete with the hottest board game content creators on the planet. The 4 hosts of Around the Board.
In the year 2023.
The board game community will finally answer the question, when is a miniature no longer a miniature, when Kaman announces in their next Zombicide Kickstarter, they will offer a 6-foot miniature replica of Tom Vassell as a stretch goal.
In the year 2023!
Popular YouTube channel The Dice Tower will end up having to go on hiatus as most of the personalities are injured while falling all over themselves trying to be the first to laugh at one of Tom's clever comments.
In the year 2023!
In the year 2023, manufacturers will begin printing the name of the game on every sprue in an effort to end the annoying "what did I just punch" craze on social media.
In the year 2023!
Much to my excitement, several board game companies will be announcing their new Marvel IP rethemes. Some of those games will include Stronghold Games Terraforming the Negative Zone, Cephalofair Games, Marvel Haven, Z-Mon's Winter Soldier Railroads, and Stone Meyer's game Wingspan, Marvel Expansion, and C-Mon's Marvel United He-Man.
In the year 2023!
Riding on the coattails of the successful Santorini and Santorini, New York, the inevitable will occur. Santorini, New York, Paris. Race to be the first to build the Eiffel Tower. Then look for Santorini, New York, Paris, Moscow. Basically, it's Santorini, with different building tops and more oppression.
In the year 2023!
In the year 2023, at conventions across the world, members of the Cult of the New will have ceremonial game burnings, just like the Evangelical Church did in the 90s of D&D and Magic cards. Huh. I guess they were just ahead of the game.
In the year 2023! In the year 2023!
Well, there you have it. Some predictions about 2023 from the gurus here at Around the Board. It's time to tally up our final scores, and it looks like we've got a 3-way tie for last place. And that would be
second.
Chris, myself, and Daniel. And the winner is that guy.
There you go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right. He's not going to congratulate me, but I'll congratulate myself. And now I get my final say here. And first of all, I want to congratulate all of you because I watched other channels do their predictions of games that they have coming out in 2023. We didn't say any of theirs. Theirs were the usual sleeping, oath, haven, sworn gods, whatever, that aren't real games anyway. But that's not my final say. My final say is we always said we can talk about whatever we want, not necessarily board game related. And I think there's a lot of crossover, like Daniel, with Marvel fans that watch this channel. And I just want to take this time to get on my soapbox, and I'm going to rank Phase 4 Marvel.
Oh.
And we're going to start with the movies, because I can't mix in the movies and the TV shows. So the movies, there's 7 of them. Number 7 is Thor: Love and Thunder, because there's really not much you can like about that. Natalie Portman has the worst comedic timing, and the writing was terrible. Number 6 is Shang-Chi. I don't know why people like Shang-Chi so much. It was a decent story. It was not a decent Marvel story. It was just okay. Number 5, Black Widow. It had some great points and it had some great moments in it. I love the introduction of her sister. It just could have been better, but it's still an enjoyable movie. From now on, they're pretty good. Number 4, Wakanda Forever. This is the movie that Chadwick Boseman should have had, because this movie is really good. It's a fun watch. Good story. The memorial to Chadwick at the beginning and the end is really awesome too. Number 3 is the Eternals. I barely put this above Wakanda Forever just because the Eternals really surprised me. I thought it was going to be a boring version of Guardians of the Galaxy, but it wasn't. It was all like based on Earth, and it was going through time on Earth, and it made it really interesting. I had no knowledge of the Eternals going in, and I found it very, there we go. And I found it very good. Number 2 would be Spider-Man: No Way Home. Yeah. An amazing movie, great movie. And it would be number 1, but I think it gets some cheap thrills on just the nostalgia of bringing back the Spider-Man. The story is good, but you get so much of bringing back the old guys that it's kind of an easy way to get some viewers to enjoy it. So number 1, Chris is going to love it. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Just my mouth was agape watching Wanda just tear through the MCU. It was just we haven't seen a villain like this yet in the MCU, and it was amazing. Fun to watch. Great movie. I've watched it like 3 times now. All right, that's the movies. TV shows.
No. You've had more than a minute.
No.
He's done.
No.
He's done.
No.
Cut him off.
Nope. You hush. No. We're going to go through these real quick.
I'm interested.
See? People are interested. Number 11, I Am Groot.
We can talk about Marvel, and then we can have 7-hour shows.
Number 10, Ms. Marvel. The actress was good. The show was terrible. Number 9, Loki. They nerfed Loki so bad. He used to be interesting. He was terrible in that show. 8, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Give me a break. Falcon and the Winter Soldier were both boring and obnoxious through the whole movie. Number 7, What If? Good and bad. There was some good and some bad. It was all right. Number 6, She-Hulk. Way better than I thought it was going to be. Did everything it said it was going to do. It was funny and it was entertaining. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Hit the mark, man. That was great. It is what it tried to be, and it was really good. Me, the kids, the wife, everyone enjoyed it multiple times. Number 4, Moon Knight. They captured Moon Knight pretty well. I wish they would have brought in his third personality before the teaser at the end of the series, but other than that, it was really good. Number 3, Hawkeye. It's going to be a Christmas staple every year in our house. Number 2, Werewolf by Night. Where did this come from? It's just like every like monster comic book you ever read as a kid. It's really good. And number 1, WandaVision has to be. It was so bold and so daring and so awesome the way they made that show. So there we have it. That's the correct way to rank the MCU in Phase 4.
Well, here you go. Let me rank something real fast. Can I rank something?
You can do that when you win. I'm
going to rank the hosts of Around the Board. And guess who comes in number 4 last? It's you.
Well, John, I will say
today he doesn't.
I think our movie alignment actually finally matched up. We've been at odds in Phase 3, but Phase 4, I think me and you see a lot more eye to eye than we have.
That's good to know.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
You want to talk about board games?
I just don't want to talk about the worst time frame of Marvel films ever. Like this newest phase was like, hey, we're doing it great. Let's do what DC's doing. In fact, let's make a movie that the trailer literally looks like a DC film. Eternals, I couldn't believe was Marvel. It looks DC. It was so bad. And then oh my gosh, the Mansion of Madness or whatever, the not Mansion of Madness, the stupid Doctor Strange.
Multiverse of Madness.
Oh my gosh, it was so
amazing
bad.
Movie. You're right.
It was
but hey, Daniel, don't we have some birthdays?
Yeah, we do. We have Gloomhaven. It turned 6 years old today as it released in 2017. It's changed my life. It's the game I have played the most, at least logged wise, with over 109 plays. Wow. With a lot of them with Randy.
There you go.
You sounded like one of those people in an old Baptist church that it changed my life.
Hey, man.
Gloomhaven.
Well, this next one, I don't know if it changed my life, but it is a very good game. And I think it does it better than any other game tries to. And that's Dinogenics. When it comes to making your own dinosaur park, this is the one that really hits the mark. It's wow. I can't say enough good things about it. Maybe it's because I think I've won maybe a third of the time, but it gets in your head, man. I dreamt about this game the last time I played it. Like somebody else kept getting points and they were getting closer and closer to me. I'm freaking out. But great game. It's 4 years old. Came out in 2019. Dinogenics. If you don't like Dinosaur Island and you think it looks horrendous, then try Dinogenics because it's great. Chris, what you got?
All right. So this game came out in 2020 and it's Isle of Cats. It's 3 years old. I actually borrowed this game from John and held it for like nearly 6 months without playing it. Finally returned it to him. But honestly, I should have just kept it to punish him for having his feelings a Marvel like he does.
It's already been played Andy, 3 times since I got it back.
The other last birthday we're going to celebrate, this is Euphoria that turns 9 years old. It was released in 2013, I believe. Is that right? Or 14?
14,
I think.
It says 13 on Board Game Geek. But whatever. Nobody's counting.
What do they know?
Yeah, what do they know? I haven't played Euphoria, but it looks interesting.
The authority.
It's got a 7.2 on BGG, so maybe I'll have to give it a shot.
There you go.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Birthday.
Yay!
It's my wife's birthday today, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Before we end everything, remember, if you want to win Between Two Cities, make sure you like and subscribe. Comment. You can like too, but comment on this episode 14.
And we want to thank all of our wonderful viewers out there. Remember to tap those like and subscribe buttons, as John just mentioned. Be sure to join our Facebook group Around the Board. Send us an email, mail@aroundtheboard.net, or reach out to us on the Twitter, the Instagram, the TikTok. TikTok. Until next time, we'll see you around the board.
Again, I'm really, it's not shtick, people. I am an old man, and Marvel, this